What's going on, Alabama fans? Chris Daughtry here, and you guys are watching the Alabama Football Report. We got kind of a fun show for you guys today, in my opinion. We have your annual Paul Finebaum Dynasty is overtake. I mean, how many times has he said it now? 5, 6, maybe? It's just kind of getting old at this point. We're going to go into that. We're also going to go into Chuck Martin, the Miami of Ohio coach, came out this morning, was talking to one of the Miami, Ohio reporters, and said that Alabama tampered to get kicker Graham Nicholson. So we're going to go into both of those, but let me know in the comments section of today's show, is the dynasty over? Like Paul Finebaum has said now for what, like the 10th time? It's hard to keep count with Paul Finebaum. Type Y for yes if you think the dynasty is over, or type N if you think hell no. Alabama going to the college football playoff, might win the national title this year. Let me know in the comments section of today's video. All right, first things first, we're going to talk about what Paul Finebaum had to say the other day on ESPN, talking about how Alabama's dynasty is done for, the 1,000th time at this point. This is what Paul Finebaum said. He said, "I do declare the Alabama dynasty is done. It was done before Nick Saban left. It's really done now that DeBoer is there." And look, this is my take on the whole Paul Finebaum dynasty is dead thing. How many times is this now? I keep saying that. 5, 6, 7? I mean, it's like every other year, Paul Finebaum has a segment on ESPN saying Alabama's dynasty is dead. And I just love the rat poison that he comes with every single year. Because in my opinion, the dynasty is absolutely not dead. You made it to the college football playoffs last year. Really, the only argument that he has is the fact that Alabama hasn't won the national championship since 2020. But they've been there, or not to the national championship, but they've at least been to the college football playoffs twice since then. So I don't think you can really, say that the dynasty is over when you have that kind of credibility on your back. And it's also just a super popular opinion amongst all the Alabama haters. It is the easiest take that you can have right now with Nick Saban gone, Kalen DeBoer coming in. And my thing with Paul Finebaum is, seriously, when it comes to Alabama, I think he's just constantly overcompensating. He was on the radio in Birmingham for a very, very long time, goes to ESPN, around 2013 or something like that, got hired by them, and has just overcompensated ever since then. Never wants to give Alabama really any credit that they deserve. And every single time it looks like they're about to kind of, go downhill just a little bit, take a little bit of a slide, not win the national championship every single year. He thinks that the dynasty is always just going to be over. And I really don't get him saying that now that Kalen DeBoer is the guy there, that it's definitely over now, because Kalen DeBoer has shown in his time as a head coach on multiple levels that he is just a bona fide winner. This is Kalen DeBoer's track record so far as a head coach. 104 wins to only 12 losses. I don't care what level you're at. You are a bona fide winner, a certified winner if that is your record as a head coach. The dude just knows how to win football games at all levels. He won 3 national championships in the NAIA level, which is, I understand it is a smaller league. It is a smaller level. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't freaking matter. Like you're coaching players, you're a leader of men, and you know how to get the most out of, any guys on your team. In 2023, just last year, he was the AP Coach of the Year. So Alabama loses the best coach of all time and then hires pretty much the next best thing. He's a top 2, top 3, top 4 probably, at the very least, coach in college football right now. He was 12-2 against top 25 opponents so far in his career, which is absolutely phenomenal. And then he's 5-0 against 2 of the better coaches in college football, Steve Sarkisian and Steve Lanning. So when it comes to Kalen DeBoer just being the coach in general for Alabama, I think they're in a pretty fine spot as it is right now. So spam it for me in the comments section. Paul Finebaum stays coming after the Crimson Tide. So go ahead and spam Finebum in the comment section for me. That's every single time Paul Finebaum comes out with some kind of ridiculous take like this, because he does it every single year without fail. This is my favorite thing to call him, is just call him Finebum in the comment section for me of today's video. So let's go team by team now for Kalen DeBoer as a head coach. 2005 through 2009 at Sioux Falls. Just puts together a absolutely ridiculous run, going 67-3 overall. I don't care what level you're at. I don't care if you're at the high school level, if you're at the JUCO level, or, even Power 5, I guess Power 4 now level. That is absolutely incredible. 2005, they lose in the semifinals. They go 11-2 on the year. That's a solid year at the end of the day. They go undefeated in 2006, winning the national championship. 2007, the only game they lost was in the national championship. 2008, they end up winning the national championship again, going undefeated, and also going undefeated in 2009. That is just an absolute ridiculous record overall as a head coach at any level at one particular spot, and especially a spot that he also played at and was part of developing. Sioux Falls was pretty crappy before the time that Kalen DeBoer was there as a player as well. So as a player, he was part of building that program and building that tradition into what he ended up, taking over and continuing as a head coach. You skip to 2020 because he had some, wide receiver coach, OC, other things in between that time. You go to Fresno State, first year, that COVID season. They only go 3-3. That's fine. That, it is what it is. And then in 2021, they make a nice jump, going 9-3 and then 6-2 in conference. That's pretty solid, I think, at Fresno State. And then you jump over here to what he did at Washington. 2022, they go 11-2, 7-2 in conference. They win the Alamo Bowl. And then in 2023, we all know what they did last year. He was the AP Coach of the Year. They go undefeated all the way up to the national championship game. They beat Texas in the Sugar Bowl, and they played a pretty decent game against Michigan, I think, at the end of the day. They did lose the national championship, but just the fact that he was able to bring a Washington team to the national championship, have multiple round one picks in the NFL draft. Kalen DeBoer is fine at Alabama, and I am tired of all the haters going out there and saying that the dynasty is over because Kalen DeBoer is the guy. Oh, and if we haven't forgotten, Alabama right now also has the number 2 recruiting class in the country, something a lot of haters also said Kalen DeBoer wasn't going to be able to do. You guys remember those Husky Harsin allegations? I think those pretty much have been put to bed. Today's show is presented by LinkedIn. When you're hiring for your small business, you want to find a quality professional that is right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. Before I got hired here at Chat Sports, I updated my LinkedIn page. I put my resume on there so the bosses could see that. It was all in one spot, and it made them hiring me just as easy as possible. LinkedIn isn't just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals that you can't find anywhere else. Even those who aren't actively searching for a new job just might be open to the perfect role. In any given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. If you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. On LinkedIn, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like professionals on LinkedIn. 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring. If you are a small business and you're not using LinkedIn for hiring, what are you doing at this point? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/cfchat. That link, that's linkedin.com/cfchat. Post your job for free. Terms and conditions do apply, but that link will be in the comments section and the description for you guys of today's video. One more time for you guys. That's linkedin.com/cfchat. All right, the next topic on today's show, Miami of Ohio head coach Chuck Martin has accused Alabama of tampering with Graham Nicholson. He was talking to Miami of Ohio reporters today. just this morning, they put out on social media, on Twitter, and he said Alabama stole our kicker. They illegally recruited our kicker and stole him from us. That is a fact. Now, he did say it a little bit jokingly. He was kind of giggling at the same time, but he was being dead serious. And let me just address this. I am the biggest Alabama homer that you guys, can know. I graduated from the University of Alabama. I have been an Alabama fan my entire life. I grew up in South Alabama. I love the Crimson Tide. But he's probably not lying. Look, this is just the landscape of college football right now, especially with those smaller schools. If you have a kid that's just outright the best player at his position, and that was what Graham Nicholson was last year. He was the best kicker in the country, minus Will Riker, but, we'll get past that. It just is what it is, man, and it sucks for a lot of those smaller schools, but I'm not going to sit here and say that, there might not have been somebody on the staff who may or may not have gotten contact with somebody who may or may not have, been in Graham Nicholson's, realm. I just, at the end of the day, it's not that big a deal right now because what's the NCAA going to do? They haven't done anything so far. We've seen so many times guys jump in the portal, with a contact tag, and that means they know where they're going already. I feel bad for him at the end of the day. But look, we all remember the Caden Proctor story last year as well. He straight up said in an interview when he went to Iowa that Iowa coaches were texting him during the season, which is blatant tampering, but nobody cared. So why should we really care if, he comes out and he's saying all these things? Nobody's going to really do anything about it. Now, Kalen DeBoer did get a chance today to talk to Alabama media and respond to these allegations, saying blank, just straight up, he went into the portal and we reached out to him. That's, what you're supposed to do. And I think this is kind of the perfect answer from Kalen DeBoer when it comes to, these allegations like this, because, like I keep saying, what's anybody going to do about it? These are the things that are happening right now in college football with NIL. It's just hurting, and the transfer portal in general. It's just hurting these smaller schools at the end of the day because they are losing their guys. And look, let's be honest with ourselves. This is Graham Nicholson's timeline. He entered the transfer portal on April 19th and then committed to Alabama just 2 days later. So, can you really blame the guy? Like, whether or not he has any kind of information, as proof for this, it's kind of, he could just be salty. It's fine. But, I'm not going to hate on the guy for saying this. He's pretty pissed off about it. And for small schools, like I said, it really does suck for them because if you get a good player, he's going to end up hitting the transfer portal and going somewhere else. Pretty much no matter what. How many of those top players in the country are going to just stick around with a school like Miami of Ohio? I hate to say it because I like Miami of Ohio. I think they're a fun school. I think they're a fun team. I think they're a fun program. But at the end of the day, if the NCAA is just not going to do anything about any of these allegations that come out, why would anybody really care? So be honest with me. Let me know in the comments section. Do you guys think Alabama tampered to get Graham Nicholson? Type M if you think maybe there's a chance that Alabama possibly went out there and maybe sent some text to somebody that he knew, seeing if he was interested. That's a maybe. Type M in the comments section. If you think, who cares? At the end of the day, it does not matter. There's not going to be any repercussions, so why not do it? Type W in the comments section. Or you think, no, absolutely not. We are the saints of college football. We would never do anything like that. Type no for me in the comment section if you guys think Alabama did not tamper to get Graham Nicholson. And make sure you guys are subscribed right here to the Alabama Football Report. We've got all Alabama football news, rumors, updates. We're going to be doing watch parties this year. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, so do not miss out. Hit that sub button for me right now.